The armchair groans when I settle into it, its worn-out floral print older than my life as an adult. The Christmas lights strung outside glimmer on the glass, sending broken colors dancing across family photographs stacked tidily on the mahogany. Shelves, vacations, graduations, smiling on, smiling off. Images of a life where I was always there but never really seen. The fire spits and crackles, heating the room to a temperature that doesn't reach the frost buried deep in my chest. Juliet screams, a sound too high, too practiced, as she tears open a box wrapped in gold. Mom. Dad, it's beautiful. She squeals. Her hands hold a cream Gucci Marmont bag like it's sacred text. She hugs it to her chest, bobbing up and down like a child. 26 years old, but she shines like a bratty teenager. Mom's eyes sparkle. Only the best for our baby girl. Dad smiles, self-satisfied. You deserve it, princess. Their words ring in the silence as I slowly unwrap the paper on my own present. A thin envelope. A snowflake sticker closing it up. My hands move with a practiced calm I've developed over years. Inside, a $2 card. A generic mountain landscape. A printed salutation. No check. No consideration. My chest caves in silently, but my face holds steady. Decades of practice after all. Across the room, Aunt Margaret meets my eyes. Her lips part, horror flashing across her features. She sees it. She knows. But in an instant, her expression smooths, just like everyone else has learned to do. Dad glances at his watch. We should head to the restaurant by 7. Traffic will be brutal. Mom fusses with Juliet's eggnog. Carefully not looking at me. Juliet twirls in the center of the room, holding her bag to the light. Look, it goes with everything I own. Something inside me cracks. I fold the card, slow and deliberate, and slip it into my pocket. A souvenir of my invisibility. This morning is another lifetime. Tying the scarf for a mom Italian silk, $180, gently ironing out the paper, saying, she adore this. Putting the engraved Parker pen for Dad into its purple box, recalling his casual complaint about his old one. Folding the rare art book for Juliet into clean wrapping, my scribbled note about the exhibit tucked inside. A vow of time shared. A vow I stupidly believed would count. Months of pinching pennies. A teacher's salary stretched to the breaking point. But I said to my reflection this morning, perhaps this year will be different. Now the room buzzes with all but me. Dad's filling another bourbon glass. Mom's setting out cookies. Juliet's preening her Instagram feed. I iron the crumpled wrinkles in my skirt, stand up. I need some air, I say. My voice is firm, though my chest is like shattering glass. No one glances upward. No one but Aunt Margaret. She shoves fast, her fingers on my shoulder. Her touch throbs like Morse code. I see you. You're correct. You deserve so much better, she mutters. I swallow, shake my head once. Then I grab my coat from the closet. The wool rubs against my wrists as I button it bottom to top. A ritual of control. The door closes with a click behind me. Nobody is behind it. Complete silence. Snow cracks beneath my boots as I head to the car, the quiet a burden weighing more than the sky. 12 minutes after, I am sitting at Council Crest Park, Portland shining below like a meadow of drop stars. The city buzzes with Christmas Eve activity, unaware of a single car and a girl who has finally realized her position. When did I become so invisible? I say softly into the dark, breath clouding the windshield. I draw out the card. It's thin paper slicing more fiercely than any knife. Not paper. A lifetime of disregard tied in cheaper ink. Tears flow hot and thick, tracing my frosty cheeks. 29 years of expectation. 29 years of praying silently to be noticed. And now clarity. I see the truth at last. The lights blur through my tears, merging into watercolor smears against the darkness of the night. And for the first time, I allow the burden to sink in completely. A month goes by. My parents' silence, save for the occasional obligatory phone call. Juliet calls not at all, but Aunt Margaret does. Every week, inquiring, ensuring that I don't vanish entirely. On a gray Tuesday, January light comes weakly through the windows of my apartment. Photo albums clutter the living room floor. I linger over one photo, my 13th birthday. A supermarket sheet cake sagging under kitchen fluorescent lights. My smile rigid, practiced. Elise Turner. Archaeological dig, I say, tracing the lines of the photo with my fingernail tip. A dig through years of evidence. Years of evidence that this family never really wanted me to shine. And this time, I won't forget. Asterisk, I place one picture next to another. My 13th birthday stingy sheet cake in unflattering kitchen light next to Juliet's. Sweet 16 at the Benson Hotel. Crystal chandeliers sparkled overhead above her 3-tiered designer cake. Mom wearing pearls around her neck. Dad's arms slung happily over her shoulder. The contrast slices like glass. I flip page after page. My own college acceptance letter, Portland State, full scholarship preserved in a plastic sleeve. Their note clipped to the corner. You'll need to work part-time for expenses. Juliet's acceptance. Fashion school, glossy script across the top. Their scrawled message beneath. We're so proud. Don't worry about a thing. Focus only on your studies. My fingers shake as I go on to graduation photos. I recall waiting, my heart pounding, as they arrived 20 minutes late. Dad glancing at his watch like he had better things to do. Sorry, honey, he'd told me. Juliet's play ran long. Mom straightened my collar, left lipstick on my face, and inquired when I would begin job hunting. Proof, all of it. Years of disparity, arranged tidily like relics of some lost culture. I push open a desk drawer and extract a leather-bound ledger. My secret log. Rows of figures reveal. Student loans, $24,800. Work study at the campus. Bookstore, 20 hours a week. $12 an hour. An email from Dad. Sorry. Can't help with your security deposit right now. Next to it, a newspaper article on Juliet's fashion school. Tuition, $38,000 per year. Milan trip, $20,000. Fully funded. The figures burn red hot in my eye, scorching me like neon dot my rent. $1,200 for a one-bedroom with a busted heater. Juliet's Instagram, blessed. Her downtown high-end apartment, $2,800. Paid for by family. I feel my phone vibrating. I ignore it, instead turning to a pile of old birthday cards. Elise, Mom's handwriting sprawled carelessly across years of envelopes. Just my name. Nothing more. I slide the newest card into my journal. Below, I write in slow, forceful strokes. The last time I beg for love. The phone rings again. A family group text. Dinner Sunday. Dad's grilling steaks. I text back. Sorry, I have plans. No excuses. No promises. Just done. Juliet's call follows in minutes. Elise, can you help me move into my new place? Mom and Dad are busy with some money thing. The old me would have arrived with coffee, donuts, and hands full of tools. But I sit before the screen, pulse calm. I'm not home. Good luck with the move. 3 dots materialize, vanish, reappear. At last. What's wrong with you lately? I take a breath, deep, fingers suspended, then peck out. I need some distance from family gatherings. The response is immediate. Mom's going to be angry. For once, I leave the silence as response. Later, I stand in front of my bathroom mirror. The same hazel eyes. The same straight nose. The same woman who begged for 29 years to be seated at the table. When does hope become self-destruction? I ask my reflection. In my journal again. I ask the question, this time of my students. What would I say to them if they were treated like this? It is obvious, I would say to them, that they are worthy of respect, that love should not require proof, that sometimes family is not able to see your value. I close the albums. The leisure. The proof. I neatly stack it in a storage box. Not to bury. To keep. To remind myself that this happened, that the pattern is there, and that I am finally through with saying otherwise. 6 weeks later, I'm in a different place. A pottery studio flooded with soft morning light. My hands sink into cool clay, guiding the wheel as it spins. Miranda, the instructor with silver-streaked hair, leans over to inspect my work. You've got a natural feel for this, Elise. Most beginners fight the clay. But you're learning to work with it? Her words cut deep. For almost 30 years, I've battled against my family's definition of me. And now, here I am, coiling something new with what I have. Thank you, I whisper, balancing the rim of the bowl on my fingers. I'm trying to be more patient with the process, not the clay. With myself. The therapist's words ring in my head with the ring of a bell. Your value isn't about their applause. Dr. Williams stated it like she was giving me directions. $90 per session money that I once dug up under shiny boughs and receipts now purchases me words and walls that enclose. I removed the last family picture from my living room wall last night and tucked it into a box. And instead, I put 3 prints by an artist who lives around here. Solitary trees standing firm against storm-cloudy skies. They look out from the wall like I want to steadily, without fear. My bookshelf is different too. No more paperbacks Dad called true culture. Instead, books I picked out, essays that respond back at me, novels with women who don't say sorry. The air has a scent of clay and coffee. I trail my hand along spines I purchased for myself and feel a small, resistant heat. My phone vibrates. Elise, dear, Mom's text unwinds, syrupy with duty. I was considering you should have Easter this year. Juliet's so busy, and it would be a nice opportunity to let you display your cooking. The ellipses are cutting edges of judgment. 6 months ago, I would have fallen for it, ran through the grocery aisles, cleaned and schemed and done. Today my hands are wet from molding clay. I place them aside and reply with a single line. I'm not free to host Easter this year. I have other commitments. No apology. No plea. A boundary thin and clean as the rim of a bowl in the studio. Miranda watches the wheel turn and smiles with eyes that reach into her face. You're not pushing the clay, she says, coming in close. You're listening. That's not common. Her silver hair caresses her cheek. I receive the meaning of the compliment like a small coin dropped into my hand, one that is worth holding on to. Monday brings another type of electricity. Principal Harrington calls me into his office and pushes a file across the desk with a smile that softens the permanent crease between his brows. This is excellent work, Elise, he tells me. The creative writing team you organize students are responding in a way I have not seen before. The folder has a faint scent of toner and summer. I read through the comments until one stops me cold. Miss Turner's assignment made me see my life differently. For the first time, I thought maybe I could be the hero in my story. Those students' words warm and weigh in my chest. Decades of invisibility, and it is I who am handing a flashlight to another. Harrington's next words fall like an offer. We'd like you to direct the summer writing program. It has a stipend. We need someone with your independence. The word independence, once deployed by my mother in the interest of distance, sounds now like a title. I'd be delighted, I reply, standing up straight. Later that afternoon, an email finds its way into my inbox. Invitation to speak at the Regional Education Conference. My thumb trembles on the delete button. Old fear is whispering that this was an error, a misaddressed message. Then Dr. Williams's voice fills my mind. Believe. You deserve good things until you're shown otherwise, and I click accept. That night, I turn on my banking app and take the first step toward belonging of a different sort. $500 deposited into a home down payment account. The figure is tiny and gigantic at the same time, the corner brick in a house that will know no masters. Voiced at midnight pushes its way into my phone with Juliet's call. Her voice is rough. He just left. Derek stormed out after dinner. Elise, I need you. The old script ignites in me, abandon everything. Drive through snow, sow comfort into the cracks of someone else's life. But the new script keeps my hand firm. Breathe, I tell her softly. I'm so sorry. I can come by tomorrow at lunch. I need you to be safe until then. The words taste odd and powerful. A silence beat, followed by a tiny, unfamiliar noise from her guilt, intertwined with surprise. Okay, she whispers. Okay. I'll wait till lunch, she tells me so. Sorry, Elise. I didn't consider your time. The apology is like the soft closing of a door as opposed to slamming. I lie awake after the call, anticipating the inevitable backlash. Mom's call calling me cruel. The call arrives at 1:07 p.m. the next day. Her voice on my voicemail is heavy with the familiar list of indignation. I delete it without hearing it. Erasing it is a small, secret triumph. Week by week, my life rearranges. Robert, the history teacher across the hall, fidgets with a paperclip and asks me to dinner, not a rescue, not a demand, just a simple offer. Just friends, he says, voice careful. I'd like to talk about your unit, about your approach. It's ordinary and lovely, and it feels like sunlight. Aunt Margaret visits one Saturday and lays Grandma's quilt over my bed with hands familiar with stitches and tailies. She knew you'd know this pattern, Margaret explains, patting the worn-out fabric. She saved it for you. Her words are small beacons. Individuals I believed were gone from me appear in moments that are not greedy for return or presentation, but open and still dot. My fellow ceramic students are organizing a climb up Mount Hood. Miranda slips me the plans with a sly smile. Life is assembled in bits and pieces. A course here, an allowance there, a quilt unfolded like a vow. Everything is small and specific proof that fixing resembles patience rather than show. I wake up, sometimes, and relive moments therapy. The prints, the $500 transfer, and I feel the contours of the woman I am becoming. Not bitter, not cracked, unshakable, shaping a life from the clay of what I am given, giving form to absence. The old Elise persisted in asking to be selected. The new Elise selects herself. Asterisk, the reception was lit up by chandeliers and champagne. I hadn't counted on the ambush, but family flows like water. It occupies every space. Elise, department head. Bellows Uncle George, whapping me on the back. Knew you'd make it to the top. Mom appears at my elbow, her wedding ring twisting anxiously on her finger. Our sensible one, she says, too lightly. Always so responsible. On the other side of the room, Robert is in intense discussion with his Salem sister. His words cut across the throng. She's the most admired teacher at her school. The warmth of his tone moves me, the pride, free from expectation. Juliet drifts close, eyes downcast. Do you know about affordable apartments in Portland? Maybe with roommates? The irony slices sharp. After decades of invisibility, suddenly I'm the one with answers everyone wants. Later, Dad corners me with that old authoritative tone. We were thinking temporary family assistance. Just until things stabilize, I look into his eyes without shrinking. I am not in a place to assist financially. My budget is precisely figured for my own requirements. The words feel odd but firm. Juliet swallows, the color rising in her cheeks. I relax. Begin with a budget, roommates. That was how I got through my first 3 years of teaching. Mom attempts her specialty guilt. We always provided for you. I lean forward, my voice low. Emotionally? Or financially? Her silence speaks for itself. At 9, I discover Robert at the bar. Ready to leave? I say. We both feel relief. Whenever you are, we sneak out during the bouquet toss, driving until city lights fade into ocean darkness. At Cannon Beach, we stroll barefoot, shoes held in the hand, the salt air clinging to our skin. You did great with them, Robert says. His hand touching mine, I stand and behold the Pacific tremble in moonlight. At times, the greatest gift, I say softly, is to see clearly. The waves run up the beach and recede a beat older than the patterns of family. And I understand I am not alone who has gained strength in leaving behind. 1 week later, I arrive at my parents' driveway at 6 sharp, my Honda murmuring to a stop next to Dad's Lexus, its paint scratched, rust eating the wheel wells. 2 hours. That's all I've allotted them. My watch timer is already started. The porch light blinks overhead. No holiday wreath, only June air thick with anticipation. I knock rather than using my key. Mom responds, her smile cracked, her hug over tight. Elise, sweetie, you look marvelous. That promotion suits you. The house inside is off. The Italian leather sectional is gone, covered by a lumpy beige sofa. The crystal vase is gone. Dad stands stiffly from his chair. On time as always, Elise. I have a staff meeting tomorrow morning, I respond calmly. I can stay until 8. Juliet sits diminutive in the corner, fingers tingling in her lap. She waves her hand silently but does not speak. Mom comes in with a tray of lemon cookies and coffee. Family has to be together in times like these. Dad starts pacing, voice trying to sound authoritative. The slowdown in the market hit us hard. Our portfolio lost money. The bank's pushing for the mortgage. Asterisk Mom's whisper comes after like smoke. We could lose the house. Dad throat clears. And Juliet's lease is running out. The place downtown jacked up the prices again. Mom's hand takes mine. We heard about your new job, Elise the raise. We were thinking you'd be able to help out with Juliet's costs for a while. Temporarily, Dad says again, the word drawn tight. You've always been a rock, Mom says, her smile trembling. The room freezes. Julia examines her manicure, shame pulling at her face. I place my coffee cup down slowly. I have to say something I should have said a long time ago. From my bag, I pull the creased Christmas card, its edges worn from being carried around for months. I place it on the table. This, I state, tracing with my finger the tacky snow-capped mountains, was the moment that I finally realized. 29 years, and this is all I received. Dad brushes it away. A Christmas card? Elise, come on, serious issues are being discussed here. Dad's lips open and snap shut again. For the first time ever, I see the Turner mythology break. The invincible mask slips. This isn't about punishing anyone, I tell him, my voice firm but sharp. But if we're going to have a relationship in the future, it has to begin with respect. With equality. Mom's tears flow, genuine this time, raw, uncalculated. So, you won't help your sister? I'm not saying that. I look into her eyes. What I'm saying is that I won't be the family breadwinner anymore. I won't fund Juliet's life of luxury while I've struggled to pay for mine. I won't support a system where I give and I get nothing in return. Dad's anger explodes, his words rising like a lash. After everything we've done for you, this is your thanks? I lean in, calm, deliberate. I'm offering something better than money, Dad. I'm offering honesty. The chance to build a relationship not on obligation, but on respect. Juliet's voice trembles, but it cuts through like a bell. She doesn't owe us. None of this is her responsibility. The silence that follows feels like the first honest moment this family has had in decades. I get up slow, brushing smooth my skirt, the clink cutting hard in silence. Here's what I require if you'd like me in your lives. Respect for what's transpired. Respect for boundaries. I'll assist Juliet with budgeting, locating an affordable apartment, going on job interviews, but I won't risk my security, and I won't give up my self-respect. Mom cries softly, shoulders quaking. Dad stands frozen by the window, pride refusing to yield. Consider what I've told you. I collect my purse. I'll show myself out. The evening air meets me chill and clear like baptism. Stars pierce the blackness, witnesses to a truth at last uttered. I think as I turn the engine over, truth need not be vicious to be potent. It must only be uttered. 1 year later, the lock turns on my Portland condo with a crisp, satisfying snap. Freedom. The walls still resonate with the scent of fresh paint and new starts. Last box. Robert calls, placing a carton marked books beside me. His reliable presence has become my anchor, never a rescuer, but a partner. Hanging on the door is a framed house key with a plaque underneath it. $18,000, the price of freedom. All those dollars earned through late nights, careful budgeting, and the word no firmly whispered into the phone whenever family expectations came calling. Department head looks good on you. Aunt Margaret says with a smile as she prepares wildflowers for a vase I made myself. Her hand stays on my shoulder. You built this life brick by brick. Elise. Afternoon light pours across the dining table, spread with candles and enough plates for 4. No lavish party, but a deliberate one. Robert, Aunt Margaret, Juliet, my rules, my place. Dad's message vibrated my phone this morning. Hope the move was a success. 5 words heavy with the burden of his effort to adjust. Mom calls every week now, her tone cautious, but for once sincere. Juliet is the last to arrive, holding a small houseplant and a bottle of middle-of-the-line wine. No designer purses for her now, just work clothes from her first real job. Apartment hunt's going well, she announces as we set out the plates. My roommate is in accounting. She's showing me how to budget. Her tone is humble, and I'm surprised. It's soft and genuine. Later, Robert holds the drill as we install curtains in the bedroom. Thought about next summer? He asks, grinning. That cabin on Mount Hood's still open. I inhale it, not dreading tomorrow. I'd like that. As the evening winds down, the condo falls silent. I place the old Christmas card, the $2 impetus, into a plain frame on my desk. What once stood as a reminder of invisibility now stands as a testament to strength gained through suffering. I flip open my journal. On the first page, I scribble, worth is inherent, not earned, not bestowed. Inherent. Yesterday, a young teacher came to me in tears, overwhelmed by a family who belittled her successes. I recognized my younger self in her, exposed and unheard. I forced tissues into her palm and gave her the truth I once required myself. Your boundaries aren't selfish. They're survival. The pottery studio has contacted me, wishing to showcase my work. My savings account increases consistently, no longer labeled emergency fund, but future dreams. From my balcony, the Portland sunset dissolves into watercolor. I wept here in my car a year ago over a useless card. Tonight, I stand here with a life constructed on my own terms entirely. Gift. I breathe into the evening air. With self-discovery, I turn off the porch light and enter rooms designed with purpose and self-respect. I know now, love that is earned isn't love at all.